Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at one of the biggest headaches for AV installers,
Oh, yeah.
maintaining signal quality and control over these massive cable runs. So our mission today is to figure out how this Blustream HEX70SL-RX receiver uh, solves that whole nightmare.
Right. And the key word here is really efficiency. We're talking about advanced HDBaseT technology.
Okay.
And that's so crucial because it lets you put everything, video, audio, power control, all of it, down a single, affordable CAST cable. And the promise for the client is, well, it's uncompressed video and audio with zero latency.
Zero latency is, I mean, that's the holy grail.
Mm-hmm.
But where does the physics of it all kick in? That 70-meter range for 1080p video, that's fantastic for big commercial spaces, or large homes.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when we push into 4K UHD? That distance gets cut almost in half, down to 40 meters. Why?
It's purely a bandwidth issue. It's just the sheer amount of data.
Right.
To handle 4K, especially with high color fidelity, formats like 4.4.4, the data load just increases exponentially, so the distance has to be shorter.
That makes sense.
But the good news is this receiver is super versatile. It handles everything from those high-end color standards all the way to 4K at 60 Hz 4.2.0, so it's compatible with, pretty much any content you throw at it.
Okay, so signal distance is one problem solved.
Yeah.
But what about that other major headache for installers? Power. It mentions bidirectional PUC. Is there a trade-off there? I mean, are you sacrificing wattage for the convenience?
For most standard applications, that trade-off is pretty much negligible, and the strategic gain is just huge.
How so?
Well, POTC power over cable, it just means that the receiver can either power the transmitter or be powered by it.
So no need for an extra power outlet right behind the display.
Exactly. That immediately means lower labor costs for the electrician and, honestly, a much cleaner look.
And speaking of clean looks, it also supports bidirectional IR pass-through.
Correct. Which means your client can just use their normal remote in the living room, and that signal travels all the way back to the main equipment rack. The tech just kind of disappears.
Yeah, that's what people want.
And I have to say, for anyone who's had to run cable through a tight spot, that slim chassis, it's just over 100 millimeters by 73, that isn't just a small detail.
It's a lifesaver.
It's a lifesaver when you're trying to hide it behind a super thin display.
That focus on the installer's life is key. Okay, what about the audio side? What high-end formats are we talking?
It supports all known HDMI audio formats. So yeah, we're talking about the big immersive sound formats.
Well, like Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, DTS HD Master Audio, all of it. And to make sure protected 4K content actually, shows up on screen, it is fully HDCP 2.2 compliant.
And there's a 5-year warranty, which adds some peace of mind.
It does. It shows they're confident in the build quality.
So what's a big takeaway here? It seems like the HEX70SL-RX is all about solving that problem of sending high-end signals, including advanced audio, over huge distances with just one wire, all while keeping things simple for the installer and delivering zero lag.
Exactly. And that leaves you, the system planner, with a really important question to mull over. Since we know the max distance for 4K is nearly half that of 1080p 40 meters versus 70, how does that fundamental limitation of HDBaseT force you to rethink your entire equipment placement strategy? Especially when a client wants both their old HD sources and new high-bandwidth 4K gear. You really have to plan your system around your most demanding signal.